I'm really bad at Facebook Live, as you can see. I meant to start at 2 o'clock. It's 2:10. So let's see if anybody's here. Janice is here, and Pam, and Pat, and Melanie. Okay, I have a couple people here now. If I can just get my camera to work, that would be great. Okay, I think I might be right side up. Maybe. Let's turn on this light. Good afternoon, Jewel. Okay, I think I'm working. I hope, can you hear me? Can someone tell me if you can actually hear sound? That would be great. Okay, today I wanted to do our mystery card kits. So hopefully you can hear me. Somebody tell me. And if so, I know there's a delay, so I'm not sure. Anyway, let me get started. So I send out a mystery card kit for those of you that don't know. Every month I send out a mystery card kit, and I've been doing that since the pandemic, kind of at the beginning, because I wanted to, I just don't have any classes going on, and I miss my classes. All of you who used to be with me in person, I miss all of you, so that is something I'm trying to do virtually a little bit. And also this is kind of nice because then I also get to connect with my online customers, so I do get to get a little bit of both. Okay, so I have sent out 3 different kits. I sent out 24-ish because I send them out to people who request them, and I also send them out to my team. So there were 3 different ones, and normally you don't really know what I intended with my kits, but this time you kind of got a clue because the kits are all fun folds and they kind of really only go together a certain way. So they weren't as mysterious as they have been in the past. So these are the 3 kits that went out, and so I want to start, let me see if I can look at my, see if anybody's commented that they can hear me. Nobody has commented that they can hear me. Oh, did I just not go live? Okay, I think I accidentally turned myself off. Okay, anyway, these are the 3 kits that went out, and I want to put them together with you, but for those of you who didn't get a kit, let me touch my screen, see if I can make myself bigger here. Okay. For those of you who didn't get a kit, I want to show you how to put these together. You can make them on your own because they are fun. Okay, so one kit you got like this. Let's do that one first. And I didn't cut my sample one because I wanted to cut it with you so that you know how to cut it again. Okay, so how you cut this one, and I'm going to make sure that I am still doing, okay, how you cut this one is, now this piece is across here it's 6 3/4, and then this way it is 5 1/2. So if you got this one, this is how you would, I already cut it for you if you got it. But for those of you that didn't, I want to show you because it's fun. Look at, it's called a swing card. So it opens, it's that one piece right here is folded in such a way that it swings. So you got a little flip action, super cute. So here's how you do it. It's a little tricky. Let's see if I can do it where you can see. So I'm using my scoring blade here, and I'm gonna score it at 2 3/4. And I'm gonna go up, you know, I gotta turn it over because it needs to be right side for me. I'm going to go up 1 1/2 here. So you can see, let me lift this up and put my scoring blade on that side. Okay, I'm going to only score it to the 1 1/2. So luckily there's a little notch on my scoring blade and a little thing here, so I know to stop when that line is at 1 1/2. Okay? And then I'm going to move this over again, kind of to the 4, and I'm going to do the same thing up to the 1 1/2. Okay, and now I'm going to flip it and do the same thing, but this time I'm only going to go up to 1 1/4. So I'm going to move it to 2 3/4, but now I'm only going to go up to 1 1/4. Now, if you were good at math and you wanted to make it perfect, perfectly even, you can make those both sides even. I wanted to go easy measurements, so I went 1.5 and 1.25. Okay. So now, as you can hopefully see, I'm not sure how well you can see, but I've got score lines going here and here. Okay. Now we need to do our cut lines. So we're going to use our cutting blade. And so I need to turn this. So make sure which side am I on? Am I on the 1.25 side or am I on the 1.5 side? Oh, let's do the 1.5 side first. So I'm going to put it at 1.5 because that's where my lines end. And I want to start putting pressure at 1.25 from the edge. It's kind of tricky, this card, but once you get it, it's actually easy. I cut, I don't know, I think I sent this to 8 of you. And then I cut 2 for myself. Okay, so I'm going to put pressure down once I've got that at 1.25, and then I'm going to go to that score line. So you have to kind of remember where did you start that score line. And it was at 2 3/4. So I'm going to go to 2 3/4. And then I'm going to lift up, put it back down at 4. And then stop 1.25 inches from the edge, so that would be at the 6. Okay. It's kind of scary to cut into. I think I went too far on that one. I meant to stop earlier. That's okay. And then let's do the other side. So this time we're at 1.25 off the edge. So I need to stop this. 1.25 inches from the side. And I want to go to my score line, which was at 4. And then remember I started it again at 2 3/4. And go to 1.25 inches from the edge. Okay, and then you're going to turn it, and now you have to meet these two together. 1.25 inches from the edge. So put it at the 1.25 inch mark. And make those meet. Now this one I went too far. Remember, so yours is not because I cut it ahead of time for you. I'm going to have these measurements in like a template at my blog. If you don't go to my blog, it's bethspapercuts.com. Head there, and I will have these all for you. Okay, so just pretend that you don't see that. Now, if you didn't quite get your corner, you might have to take a little paper snip and snip your corner. So right there is how it should look, except for that. Hi, Melanie, can you hear me? I just touched my screen again, so that means I can't. I guess I have to do that. Thank you. I love the colors too, actually, Melanie. I should tell you, this is paper from Celebration. It's the Paper Blooms Designer Series paper. So all of you got papers from this collection, and then I cut the flowers out just kind of based on what was here. So, you know, this is Petal Pink, Rococo Rose, Seaside Spray, Night of Navy, and Old Olive. Okay, so now these papers are going to go down, but you're going to have to do some cutting. Kind of mean of me, maybe. So what you can do is, if you want, let's do our folding. Okay, so you're just going to kind of fold it like a Z. See? All right, and then you're going to put this paper, pick a paper you like. It doesn't matter which one goes on what side. And you're going to adhere it, but make sure not to put any adhesive here. So don't put your adhesive on this. Put your adhesive on your cardstock. Or if you want to put it on this, just make sure you leave the center blank. So let me grab my adhesive. Okay, so I'm going to put some down. Okay, and then you have to cut this away. So, however that works for you. I just want like this. Now you can use an X-Acto knife. you could draw it with a pencil and not adhere it, and that way you have you can cut right from your drawn line if you want. That way you get a nice cleaner cut actually. Okay, so now we've got this side, and you're just going to do the same thing over here, and that'll help cover up my little boo-boo there. I think I'm going to do the pencil. When I did my sample, I used a pencil, and I think I'll do that again for this side. Okay, so now you're going to just cut this out. It is easier. Okay. Lois, I don't know if you came back on. Lois was trying to get on at 2 o'clock, and I was having technical difficulties. So I don't know if she tried again. All right. I'm going to have to trim a little bit. So Seaside Spray, that's this blue here, is so pretty. It's a soft, really pretty blue. Is retiring pretty soon. It's only a little bit left. And also Rococo Rose is also retiring. Okay, so you see I've given people who got this kit 2 of these because you need to have one on the front and one on the back. So the Rococo Rose can go right down. And then you have to find a stamp that you like for the white piece. So I'm going to show you what I use. Okay. Oh, you know, I should tell you, if you want, you can even use this little cutout piece. It's big enough where you can fill in the holes here, like you can do a third pattern. And what's on the back of the other one is kind of funny. But anyway, if you wanted to use that, you could. Now, when you put your stamp on the front panel, keep in mind, part of it's going to be covered. Okay? You're not going to see it. So you want to bias it to the right. Now, let me show you what I used. I used this stamp set here, and this one is called Happy Thoughts. This is from a $1 Million salesperson, Jackie Bowlhouse, and she designed it because, you know, when a sales demonstrator sells $1 million, they get to help design a stamp set. How exciting is that? And every once in a while I think about, what would I design? But anyway, she wanted sentiments because, you know, she liked the idea of sentiments that go on the insides of the cards and outside. So that's why she designed this one, came up with this one. So she's got a lot of nice outside sentiments and then some insides that kind of work together. And she also wanted it to fit with punches. Apparently, she's a big punch user. So these big outside ones are all designed to fit our most popular punches, like the Taylor tag punch and the different label punches. So that's what these are for. I'm not using it on a punch, but I just thought I'd give you the background on these. So I went with this Thinking of You because I needed something that was going to fit, although I think all 4 of them would fit here. And I'm going to bias it, like I said, towards the right. And then on the inside, I'm going to put, just want to send some happy thoughts your way. So let me grab those. That's not big enough. Too big. Okay. And then I'm using Night of Navy. And then this one, I don't have to bias it. So we're going to go ahead and put that one right in the center. But I really like this one. Just wanted to send some happy thoughts your way. I've been sending a lot of just kind of hello cards. So this one I thought is perfect. Okay. I was looking for the matte pieces and I already put them down. Silly me. Okay, so we're going to tuck this one. Let me make sure I'm doing it correct. Upside down, right side up type thing. Okay. And that's for my inside. Now when I sent you a bunch of these little pieces, and my intention here is to decorate the side. Now you have to be careful that you don't do something that's going to interfere with your flipping. So just be mindful of that. So I'm just going to put things down and I'm going to make sure that I only add adhesive on this designer series paper, none on the white. So I gave you some leaves. And there's no right or wrong way to add these. I gave you some little pieces that could go in the centers if you wanted. There's some bigger ones. Maybe that one could go like that. Anyway, go crazy with this. Now you can put some here if you pick something on the smaller side. So maybe these little leaves with a flower on top. That would work nicely. Maybe I will, add a little center. Like so. And then on the inside you can do the same thing, but again you don't want to interfere with the flipping. Now this flipping goes backwards, so if you put a flower here it's okay. So you can in fact do that. Anyway, you can go crazy, add as many as you want. I gave you quite a few. Maybe I'll put this here. I think I'm going to leave it there. Okay, so that is card one. I have another leaf. Maybe I'll toss that. Might as well. Although I have to tell you, I have a ton. I cut flowers one day just kind of absent-mindedly because I knew I would need a lot. And I have, I mean, tons left over. But I have some scrapbook pages and mine. This paper is gorgeous. So anyway, I'll use it. So pretty. It's a fun little card. So whoever gets this is going to have, they're going to think, oh, how'd you do it? You made the paper turn inside out. Okay, so that's card number one. Okay, so if you got that one, if you didn't get that one, but you want to try it, and think of any combination. The first time I ever made this was a Christmas card, and I had cherry cobbler, and I saved one of my dimensions. I just keep tracing this; it's kind of worn over the years. Okay, now we're going to do this one. Now this one you've seen before probably. It's a Z-fold type card, and this dimension here can be made bigger or skinnier for whatever your purposes are going to be. But it's a fun little card to add to your little card making repertoire, I guess. So let's put this together. And again, I'm going to have the dimensions for this up at my blog. So if you didn't get this kit but you want to try it out, that'll all be up at the blog. I started writing it and then time got away from me, so maybe later today or tomorrow. I'll check for that. All right. So now this one has a regular card base, except there's an added score line right in the middle. So normally you score, so this is 8.5, and you score it at 4 1/4. So you need to add another score at 2 1/8 to kind of divide this side in half. Okay, and then you need this little piece. Like I said, you can change, you can adjust. Let me sand that down. I didn't get a good cut there. Hopefully yours are not so bad. I cut several layers at a time because I wanted, I had so many to cut. And so hopefully, this is like a little sanding block. Stampin' Up used to sell them, so mine is an official Stampin' Up standing block. But if you don't have an official Stampin' Up one, that's okay. Okay. Sometimes I wish they still sold a lot of those tools. All right, now mine, I decided on this piece. Like I said, it can be anything, but I went with, this is, oh, I forget what it is. Let me measure it. I want to say 4, no, 3. Oops. 3. Okay, so it's 3, and it's also scored at 4 1/4, 2 1/8, and 4 1/4. So they're scored exactly the same, but you want to put 1. So we're going to go one of them one way, and so then that means the long one on this one has to go the opposite way. So you just kind of flip them. So one's going this way, the other one goes that way. And you're going to attach it like this. Okay? And I want all of my fun folds to always fit into a standard envelope. I really like that because I don't want to have to figure out envelope sizes. I like to get my cards in the mail. So I don't usually do a lot of odd shapes. They can be fun, but they're just not my thing because I love to get them in the mail. I want my cards to get mailed out. Okay, so you want to add your designer series paper first before your layer, because otherwise it'll not be able to fit. Okay, so then we're going to add our designer series paper, and again, you can do these in any way. I like this one in the middle for some reason. I think this is a fun pattern. The thing is, this whole paper collection, paper blooms, is really fun. And for some reason, I like these pointing up. I feel like it's more cheerful. I'm weird that way. So who got this kit? Oh, Melanie, thank you for asking where the flowers are from. Good question. They are super fun. Okay, let me tell you about the flowers. I cut so many of them, I have to tell you about them. Got to do a little bit of a sales pitch, right? Okay, In Bloom is the stamp set, and I didn't even use it. I could have, because there's really cute things on here, but I really liked, I had this on my desk, and I really wanted the Happy Thoughts stamp. That was on my mind. So, but there's some fun things in here too. But this is the stamp set. These are the dies. These dies are called pierced blooms. And the reason why they're called pierced is, if you'll see here, they all have paper piercing patterns on them. Super cute. Every single flower, almost every single, little teeny tiny ones don't have a little paper piercing on them. The leaves do. And it's a really great, look how many dies are in here. I mean, it's a ton. So you've got all these different sizes. And I really liked how smart they were with these dies. For example, I don't know how they, this came in here, and how this all goes back on this paper. I should have taken a picture because I can't get them back on here for nothing. I mean, I tried different ways. Somebody can do it. If you have this and you didn't take them apart yet, send me a photo. Anyway, so some of these have 2 and 3 pieces all on the die, which I thought was brilliant. See, like you get 2 of these and 2 of these centers on one, and 2 and 3 flowers here. These little teeny tiny flowers are so cute. You can do a grouping of flowers, like a little tiny grouping. Make a ball of hydrangea little flowers, whatever you want. These little tiny ones are adorable. And then I liked that they gave a lot of leaves. There's one more over here. And they get 2 of these. So you can do, I did a whole bunch of old olive like on one sheet. I was able to cut out so many leaves all at once. And then this one's nice, and there's 2 of those. They're kind of turned different ways. And then I like a sweet little bow. I didn't use it yet. I don't know how it's off. It's one of the few I didn't use. I think I used everything else so far. And then this label. How cute is this label? Really sweet. Anyway, and it fits the stamp set. So, except for the happy birthday. Anyway, it is really a great die set. There are actually 2 flower dies in the mini catalog. This is from the January to June mini catalog. It's the In Bloom, but there's another one, and I really had a hard time choosing between the 2 florals, and actually ended up getting both of them. But sometimes I do those things. But anyway, this one is pierced, and I really liked that, and the other one had more delicate, little thin line flowers, and real sweet. So I ended up getting both. They're different. But if you could choose one, I gotta say I liked this label, and I liked this bow. I don't know, it's hard to choose. They're both great, so if you already chose one, you did not choose badly, because they're both great. Let's see if I have it. Here's the other one, Pretty Perennials. This is also by another $1 million salesperson, and her big thing was this happy. She loved the idea of something happy. She wanted bright and cheery, so she went happy, and then mail. Happy birthday, you make me happy, sending lots of happy. So she had things that worked together with the sentiments that way. And then the watercolor look of this, I really like. So actually, I feel like this stamp set, I like these. I don't know, it's hard to say. And then the dies with this flower, like I said, there's more delicate and thin. Like this is not a full leaf, it's just the thin outline of a leaf. Anyway, both great. Really pretty for spring. I have to say I like this one just because I liked the boldness of the flowers. Alright, that's enough of the flowers. Okay, so we've got our designer series paper down. Next you're going to put this down. Now you want to make sure you're not putting a bunch of adhesive on the whole back here. You only want adhesive, you can put it on this one, this little, on this side of the score line. But over here, only go about halfway because you're going to stick it on top. And then it goes all the way to the end. And fold it and press. Okay, and then you're going to do kind of the same thing we did on the other one. You're going to pick a sentiment. I'm going to go with that Happy Thoughts one again. I think. Does it fit? It does. I'm going to do that. Because once I'm done with these, I'm going to send these to some friends I haven't seen in forever. I have a friend who's taking care of her father during this whole COVID thing. He got cancer, and she's kind of the only person taking care of him, and spending days in the hospitals. So, anyway, this is for her. Alright, and that's just going to go right here. Oops. So I would love to see, I know that most of our cards are going to look the same because normally my mystery kits, you know, they have pieces and you don't know where I'm going. But these you kind of did know where I was going because they only kind of go together one way. But I want to see what stamp sets you used. So still share them at the group underneath the kit you got, because everybody's going to be having different, like you might not have this stamp set. So I want to see what stamp sets you've chosen, or did you change anything? Did you add ribbon? Did you, am I out? I am. Alright. So anyway, show us what stamp sets you used. If you added bling, I know I was just going to add some rhinestones to the centers of these flowers. Right. Now here I'm leaving this blank. You can decide. Oh, and you know, you can add whatever you want here. You can just put a bunch of flowers here and make this a big flower bouquet. Or I'm going to leave it blank because I'm going to write. I want to write to my friend. So I'm not putting anything on here. I did not send it that one. while. Whew, got it up. All right. So then the little flowers that you got in your kit, you're going to make sure again to not place them where they're going to get damaged in the fold. So think about where you're putting them. And oh, my tab crashed on my computer. I have like a tablet in front of me so I can see if it's working, and it just crashed. So now I don't know if you can see me anymore. Hopefully. I'm going to keep going and hope that you can see me. Wait, let me see. I think it came back. Okay, anyway, let's hope. Anyways, you're going to start sticking these down. I'm going to not stick them down real quick because I want to see where I'm at. If I'm still live. I'm a little nervous now. Facebook Live is a little tricky to me. I mean, I hope that you're still here. I think you are. I think it's just my tab on my tablet has closed on me because I wasn't doing anything. Alright, so you're just going to put these down. I'm not going to put them down right now because I'm going to move on to actually how indecisive I am today. Facebook Live's really throwing me for a loop. So you want to make sure that you're not going anywhere past where your fold is going to be. You want to make sure that it's going to still fit into an envelope. So I want to make sure not to go past here. These flowers are super fun. I hope you like them because I did spend a lot of time. Here, I got these little paper pumpkin stickers. I spent a lot of time cutting these, so I hope that you like them. Alright, let's see what color should go on this one. Maybe navy. You kind of can't go wrong because they all look, all the flowers go together, and you can stick them anywhere you want, and I think you're going to be totally fine. It might be too big. I keep using paper pumpkins, and I start a kit, and I have all these little pieces of cellophane with just a couple stickers left on them. And I don't finish them off, so I'm attempting to finish them off. Okay, let's put, oh, there it is. Not sure how many I want on this. How florally I want to be. And of course, you all got different flowers. So hopefully, I think I gave you enough to make it pretty. Okay, and then I'm just going to put one down at the bottom here, and I'm going to leave the rest blank. Using a little needle to get out these little because I don't know what I did with my Take Your Pick tool. I haven't had a stamp can, so I know I didn't leave it there. Okay, so here's your little Z-fold card. So that's fun. And this one I did birthday. And I used another little flower up there. So, anyway, hope you like that fun fold. So that's 2 fun folds. Now the next one is kind of the oddest one, I guess, is what I'm going to say. And it looks like this. Okay, so you got this one. This is called a twist card. And it has a pocket, so that's fun. It's a fun thing about this card. So this is, I made it a birthday because I thought with the pocket, that's a good place to send money. So like to my niece or something. So, you know, you can go like this and put some money in there. A gift card or a check or actual cash. Okay, so this card is, I'm going to show you the dimensions for this one. Oops. Now, I've already cut and scored yours, so you don't have to do it. But if you want to make one of these, you need a piece of 11 by 4 1/4. So it's a half sheet of cardstock, but instead of cutting it the long way, we're cutting it, or the short way, we're cutting it the long way. Okay? And then you have to, and I already cut and scored the ones in the kits. But if you didn't get that, you're going to want to grab your paper trimmer and you're going to put the piece of cardstock you want one point in one track, center it on the square line here, and then you have to do the same thing at the bottom. I don't think the bottom will show up on camera. It's just off camera, but I've got that one in the track at the bottom. Okay, and you want to score. Oops, moved it. My knuckles. Now sometimes when you go to a point like this, if you were to score on that, you're going to have to wrinkle this. So what I like to do is I start past this. See, I moved my scoring blade in a little bit, and I went up to it instead of just starting way up here and going down, because then you kind of crinkle it. That's what I've learned anyway. Okay, so now you've got this diagonal score. Okay, so you're going to fold on that diagonal score. Alright, so then it looks like this. Kind of an odd shape. Okay, and now we need to fold it in half, but don't think that it's now, normally when we make a tall card, we fold it in half at 5 1/4, 5 1/2, but you're not going to, because now this is actually longer than 11 because we've diagonalized it. That's not a word. What's the correct word for that? Anyway, we've elongated it by folding it on the diagonal. So this is, if I was to score this at 5 1/2, it wouldn't be even. So you're going to want to look for the center by seeing where the point is here, and fold it, or just give it a little score. Okay. And then you're going to want to help it out with a bone folder. Just kind of give it a little, a little help. Okay, so now you've got this. And then to cut the designer series paper, you need to do the same thing. Put it on a diagonal and cut angle to angle. And then let me show you that because it's tricky. What papers do I have left here? Some of you got this darker one, and some of you are getting this lighter one. So now this is different size because we want it to fit inside a little bit. So this piece that you cut for the inside, you're going to want it to be 3 3/4 instead of 4. So let's go 3 3/4. And then we want it to be 10 inches, and this is 12, so I need to take 2 inches off. Okay, now here's the tricky part. If you want this to be floral on one side, if I was to just go in here and cut it diagonally, for example, if I cut it wrong, then I might get the stripe that's the correct way. And I don't want the stripe. I mean, it's nice and all, but the floral is better. So you want to kind of make sure you're going at the same angle. So as you can see, I need my angle to be from this corner to this corner, not this corner to this corner. Does that make sense? So you have to kind of keep in mind when you're looking at it, where do you want to cut? So I want to cut here. Okay, so I'm going to put this corner at the top. Like so. And then you're going to want to cut again. Now I've already done this, so I will use the ones that cut. Okay, and then these just tuck inside, and you want to just give yourself a little edge. Alright, so you're going to put that inside like so. There's my other one. There it is. There's one for inside. Now, I also gave you the small pieces. No, I don't see mine. Okay. So I'm going to put this one in here, like so. Okay, this is it. I gave you the little pieces too. If you wanted to put them here, you could. So I included them in your kits, but you don't have to. In fact, I decided that I liked the Seaside Spray. I like that color a lot, so I didn't. And it doesn't want to be flat, so you might have to give it a little bit. Okay. Now, in your kits, I included a strip of this ribbon. It's so pretty. It's linen with Seaside Spray scallops, and I already put adhesive on it for you. And that's because I wanted to make sure that it was adhered flat. Now, when you make a card like this, now you see how it has two pockets. Okay, and you can use both pockets. Maybe you like that. Maybe you want to put a sentiment in here. Maybe you want to write a little note. I didn't want two pockets. I just wanted one. So I put my adhesive to close out, and the recipient doesn't even know that the pocket exists. So that's what I did. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and do that again. And to get that, I might have to stick it down really good and get it off. Okay, there we go. I was going to say, am I going to be able to get it off on film? Okay, and then I sealed my pocket, so you have to decide. Do you want to seal your pocket or not? Now, I cut it long, okay? The thing I like about this ribbon is the linen doesn't fray, so you can now trim this exact, and it's going to look gorgeous. It's not going to fray on you. So just kind of turn it over. And cut. Okay, and then do the same over here. Cut that off. Okay, there we go. So now we have our pocket closed. So you have to, again, decide if you want to close your pocket or not. All right, and then I gave you in your kit, where's my little packet for this one? I gave you one of these, okay, and I had to cut it out for you. Normally I would say stamp first and then cut out because you want to center it. Unfortunately, I couldn't do that because I have to give this to you. I was thinking of you, fit. Let me see. I'm going to try it. Actually, I'm not, because I want it to be a birthday because I'm going to put a gift card in there. So let me find my stamp set again and get the birthday. Does that fit? It does. Is that what I used? It is. Alright. I'm losing my mind. I made these a week ago. Okay. Alright, so sorry that you stamp after cutting. Like the pre-job. Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and add my flowers. Now I gave you a bunch of little flowers. Mine has spilled out on my desk. I threw in a vellum one just for fun and some different pieces. And here you're going to just add them however you like. Now I tucked them underneath. And like I said, some of you are going to get this darker pattern and some of you got the lighter pattern. So you can add them, the flowers up here, down here, whatever you like. And then you're going to put that birthday on top. Aren't these flowers fun? I have to say, I really like them. Where's my little dots? I lost my needle. Anybody see where I put it? Can you tell me? Oh, wait, I found my take your pick tool though, so that's okay. So I just put a couple on the front. And then I thought that dimensionals would be good for this, to stick it so you kind of can go over these lumpy, bumpy bits. So I think most of us are going to have cards that look exactly the same. Like I said, this mystery card kit this month is not so mysterious. But I still want to see what you've made because I don't know what you're going to put here. And did you make it a double pocket? And what did you do? So I'd like to see. Now along here on the inside, I just added even more flowers, just making sure that I didn't close my pocket. So I made sure they were all below the line. I should have used a glue dot on that one. That one's kind of small. All right. Anyway, just keep going down the row, and I don't know how many flowers I gave you in your kit. Hopefully enough to do what you want to do. I think I'll put, I don't know. Let's see if I have a navy one. I want a navy one on the front. I have only large navy ones. Oh, here's a little one. Oh, I got 2 of those. That'll be cute. What do I do with it? Oh, there we go. Okay, so here is my little card. This is called a twist fold card. And there, I think it's all I want to put on here. Do I have any in this color? I think I'm going to be done. I'm going to leave it there. Okay. So those are the 3 Fun Fold mystery card kits. I hope that you liked getting one in the mail, and I hope that you will put it together and share it with us under whatever kit you got. Show your picture so I can see what stamps you came up with, how you put yours together. That'll be fun. I want to give you a sneak peek before you go. Next month, there's a new bundle that's coming, and it's super pretty. Although it's too late for Celebration. So Celebration really only has 2 more days. 2 more days. That's it. So if you love this paper as much as I do, you need to place a $50 order to get this paper free. And I think it's really beautiful paper. So you got that. There's also some stamp sets that are fun. There's some witty stamp set. I like the Approaching Perfection. That's a good one. I have all of the Celebration brochure available for you at my blog, so you can check it out. And there's some real cute stamp sets that you get free with a $50 order. The best one, let me show you. There's this paper. This is free. It comes with a stamp set. Here, these 2 together, this and this, both free with a $100 order, and it's really gorgeous paper. Let me see if I can open one. Here's my open one. So you got raspberries, so cute, and then a lot of berries, leaves, gingham, more gingham, and then these big strawberries. I mean, look at that. And then this this paper is gorgeous. This is also only Celebration. So you got more little berries. I don't know, is that a blackberry? This like little watermelon seeds, or strawberry seeds, sorry. More strawberries and blueberries. Super cute. And then the stamp set matches. Now there happens to be another go along with this stamp set in the actual mini catalog that's not a for free one. It doesn't come with the paper though. The only way to get the paper is through Celebration. And then the strawberry, there's a strawberry paper punch and another stamp set that all work well together, but it's on back order and it's not going to come back in time for Celebration, which is a bummer, but it's not going to come until the end of March. So, but if you want to get these now, you have to get them during Celebration. Okay, so that's that. There's also some cute stamp sets and things. Here's that funny one, Approaching Perfection. I like that. If things really do get better with age, then you're approaching perfection. Super cute. Anyway, I like this whole thing. And then there's this one. This is a bigger set. It's actually much bigger than this picture. And this one is free with free with $100 purchase. It's very big and beautiful. I saw a lot of beautiful things with that one. And there's a couple more I don't have anymore. So I gave them to some customers who are my Paper Pumpkin subscribers. So I've got, and then there was another paper too, which I only have scraps left, so I'm not going to show you. But I'm going to show you the sneak peek for next month. It's a butterfly set, and there's a paper. Here's the look at this paper. It's called Butterfly Brilliance. Here are the dies, and they're really awesome. I want to show them to you because you have to see them to really appreciate them. Look at that. So you've got just the outline or this, and these are really beautiful. And then this is one big stamp, but it cuts them out individually. Oops, upside down like that. And you could add butterflies to your projects. They're gorgeous and they're big. So imagine beautiful projects with this. And then look at this paper. This also cuts out with the die. It cuts all of them out at once. Like all of these butterflies on this paper are lined up to match. Brilliant. Okay, so this is going to be available starting in March. So just a few days away. And it's gorgeous. If you are a demonstrator, you can buy it now, obviously, because I have it. And if you join now, you can get it now, which is cool, because you can add this to your starter kit. And starter kit is awesome. I have a whole separate video on that, so you can check out that. Look at the papers. I mean, look, they're gorgeous. And they're just one prettier after the other. Anyway, really great little surprise coming. Ooh, there's a pretty one coming our way next month. So I hope you liked my mystery kit. If you didn't participate in the mystery kit this month because you're new to my site, I will do another one next month, and then you can sign up for that one, and I hope that you do. And again, I'm going to put the dimensions for these fun folds up at my blog sometime later today or tomorrow. Today is the 26th of February, by the way, in case you don't know when you're watching this. There we go. So all these little directions will be up there. Hope you like it. And thank you so much for participating and supporting me during this pandemic. All of you that normally I see in person, I miss you all. I hope that I see you again soon. I know some people are getting their shots, so that's great. And those of you online that I'm meeting, it's great to meet you as well. I hope that you'll contact and talk to me through the Facebook group. It's nice to have this group where you can post things too. So don't be afraid to post what you're working on. You don't have to wait for me to post in the idea sharing group. You can post what you're working on, and it's kind of a place where I hope that you'll post, maybe if you made a scrapbook page with these or whatever it is you're working on. Please share with us, and I want our group to be nice and interactive, so you can ask questions there as well. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you'll come back again.